tell me what's going on.
We're in the computer.
We're in the computer?
Yo, what's up? My name is Cedric Joe, and I played Dom James in Space Jam: A New Legacy. It was mad cool hanging out with LeBron James on set and learning basketball tricks from him. I also got to see all the things that go into making a movie like Space Jam.
Oh, this is really happening.
And action!
Now, everything I learned, you get to learn too.
You're gonna be a star.
No doubt.
Congrats, bro.
Welcome to Space Jam: A New Legacy Film School. At this school, you won't have to take any tests, but you will learn about creating special effects, how movie music is made, and get details about all the moving parts of a gigantic movie like Space Jam. So get ready, class is about to start.
We about to break the internet, baby!
The Looney Tunes have been around since 1930, which is a long time ago, and they're still some of the coolest cartoon characters you'll ever see. When we were making Space Jam, it was hard to pick my favorite one, but they all helped us to tell the story of the film, and we couldn't have done it without them, especially Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Dom?
Oh, it's so nice to meet you.
In the first period, you'll hear from our director, Malcolm Lee, and all the people who helped put together a story for our movie. You'll learn the history of the tunes and how they were upgraded to be an even bigger presence in Space Jam.
I look expensive.
Movies start with an idea, that turns into a script, that turns into a set, that turns into something magical for you to watch in the theater and at home. Space Jam: A New Legacy started the same way, but it had a lot of stuff added to make it look like the cool movie you just watched.
Check it.
The greatest movies have a lot of heart and a lot of humor.
Duck season.
Everybody loves, physical comedy from the time that we are little children. The physical comedy that the Looney Tune characters provide is classic.
Okay, one more time. In and out, crossover.
I was excited from the very beginning.
Be able to reintroduce it to kids now today and show them how unbelievable the Looney Tunes are. My man Speedy Gonzalez, Sylvester, Tweety, they little beef. We got Tweety, who always messing with Sylvester, and then when Sylvester decides he wants to chump on Tweety, then we got Grandma hitting him over the head.
I love Wile E. Coyote, although I feel for the poor Schnook, but I think he's great too.
We remained true to who the Looney Tunes are at their core. These wacky, crazy group of characters who sometimes are beating each other up, sometimes are loving each other, but always at the end of the day they're being their own loony selves.
Shoot the ball. Let's try that again, shall we?
The essence it's in the voice, but it's how they behave, how they stand, how they move, and then also making them feel real to each other.
Wow, isn't this great? We're all back together.
Come on, Tunes. We gotta get to work.
Move it or lose it, rabbit. Geez, can't a guy stop and smell the roses?
Oh, a little help here. As visual effects supervisor, I work with all of the filmmakers to help them plan out the effects work on the show. In the beginning, in pre-production, I'll work with Malcolm, our great director, and we go through the script and we break down all of the great visuals that this show had to have and how we might achieve those and what techniques would be the best path on the show.
There was a lot of character studies of the older style of animation.
We looked back at all of these short films, Chuck Jones, Bob Clampett, Tex Avery. We studied what they did, and it still blows my mind.
It was like, oh, this is really cool and really fun. And then after a while, you're like, oh, did you see what they did? Can we go back and look at that one part? Look at the effects they did for the smoke on that. It's really interesting. Oh, when Roadrunner leaves, should it be he leaves his shape in the smoke? Sometimes he just leaves a trail. Sometimes it rooster tails. These are the things that we looked at.
There's scenes in this movie that are traditional 2D animation, and even in those scenes, you'll notice some great kind of advancements to that art form. There's some really cool kind of modern techniques for adding kind of tonal shading and dimension to 2D characters, and WAG, the Warner Animation Group, used that to great effect and really brought a lot of interesting style to their characters. Now, what was important for us in visual effects at ILM was that we live up to the legacy that WAG has created, these great kind of cartoon characters.
What's up, Doc?
That's kind of normal around here.
It was really how to take the Looney Tunes characters and transform that into the 3D character animation.
You can look at Bugs Bunny back in the early shorts. They changed all the designs of Porky and Daffy. They kept updating. So I think the CGI form of them, to bring them now into a contemporary conversation, will help them just to live on forever. Give the audience an experience they hadn't seen before.
Just like I drew it up.
The kind of 2D animation rules still apply, you know, squash and stretch, cartoon physics, you know, all the fun of that. If you look closely at a character like Tweety, when Tweety kind of flaps his little wings, we were even kind of simulating the kind of dry brush effect that all the great animators used to use in order to represent motion blur in a 2D way.
One of my favorite, though, is Lola. I love her swag, I love her style, and she can hoop, too.
So Lola Bunny, I was charged with a revisioning of her, just to capture almost a modern spirit of the female, make her strong and have swagger.
Get it together, guys. The Toon Squad doesn't give up at halftime. The Toon Squad doesn't give up ever.
I'm always thinking about how she relates to these tunes that have been together forever.
Okay, I got it. New game plan.
Amy Senden was lead animator on Lola, and she brought a lot to the character. I think combined with Zendaya's fantastic delivery.
Bugs, pull it together.
And the way this character was written, I mean, Lola is a basketball pro.
Come on, baby bunny.
Out of my way, you big worm.
Let's go!
That was so much fun.